Hi everyone. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. مرحبا بكم في هذا الفيديو الجديد. Hi everyone, welcome again to this English course presented by Ahmed Zayar. Before we start, as I said, welcome and like, share, follow and subscribe. So, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. هذا الدرس موجه لتلاميذ السنة الثانية بكالوريا الذين يعملون في كتاب Ticket2English الوحدة رقم 8 International Organizations. Today we are going to study function. اليوم غندوزو ل function. Okay. قبل كنا شفنا vocabulary. So today we are going to see function in unit number 8. Alright, let's start. So function in unit number 8 is about responding to good news and bad news. بمعنى كيفاش انك ترد على اخبار سيئة واخبار جيدة، ولا اخبار جيدة واخبار سيئة. Okay, let's start please. Responding to good news. Okay, العبارات اللي كنستعملو ملي كنجاوبو على اخبار جيدة. So look at this example. Responses to good news. I got a promotion at work. بمعنى ترقيت في العمل. And now, that's great news. That's fantastic. Alright, next one. I'm getting married. I'm so happy to hear that. Congratulations. Next one. We set up a new neighborhood association. انشأنا جمعية جديدة ديال الحي. Wonderful. رائع. Terrific. رائع كذلك. Great. ممتاز. Alright, so more expressions. عبارات أخرى اللي كنستعملو when responding to good news. You can say, oh, what a great news. Oh my goodness, great news. Wow, what a great news. I just can't believe it. It's a good news. Really, I just can't believe it. Lucky you. I'm glad to hear that. Sounds great. Super news. Super. Oh, how wonderful. That's wonderful, terrific, fantastic, marvelous, startling, breathtaking news. Congratulations. هادو العبارات اللي كنستعملو ملي كنبغيو يكون نردو على شي خبر جيد. بطبيعة الحال واحد العبارة تكفي بالنسبة لكم نتوما. Alright, so let's move to some practice. Now, let's move to responding to bad news. دابا ندوزو bad news عاد ديك الساعة ندوزو the practice. Okay. Look at the bad news. I lost my job. فقدت عملي. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry. Alright. My father passed away yesterday. معنى توفى. That's awful. That's too bad. That's terrible. I lost all my books in the fire. فقدت كتبي كلها. I can't believe that. Alright, more expressions. Oh, I feel sorry for that. What a bad, terrible news. Oh dear, poor you. Too bad. I feel sorry for that. I do feel sorry. I sympathize with you. Please accept my sympathy. It's really sad to hear that. I know you must be feeling sorry for that. إذن هذه العبارات اللي ممكن نستعملو. Let's move to practice now. Alright. Responding to the following news or respond to the following news. عندكم واحد مجموعة الأخبار حاولوا تجاوبوا عليها. أحمد. I got my bag with 17.86. Steve. Did you hear the news? Tom's father passed away. سميرة. Khalid has got a visa for the States. Okay, عندكم ثلاثة الأنواع ديال الأخبار. شكون فيهم good news شكون فيهم bad news. Okay, take your time please. Okay, so the first one is good news. Oh, good news. Second one, really? It's sad to hear that. Third one, really? I just can't believe it. Okay, let's move on. More practice. Match the following expressions. So, we have here 1, 2, 3 and 4 expressions. Okay, عندنا بعض العبارات وعندنا 4 ديال الأخبار و4 ديال العبارات نحاولوا match. Okay, great news for you. You have succeeded. رايك الجواب. How fantastic. Are you sure? I'm sorry to have to say this, but you failed. failed يعني سقطتي. Oh my god, that's terrible. I have got some news for you. Holiday starts tomorrow. What a fantastic news. You know, you will write this paragraph 50 times. My goodness, not again. ليس مرة ثانية. Alright, let's move on now. More function. Now we're going to move to advice. طبعا شوفوا how you advise. نصيحة. Asking for and giving advice. Asking for and giving advice can be done with different methods. This depends on the formality or informality of the position or situation you are in. بمعنى أن ملي كنبغيو نعطيو النصيحة أو نطلبو نصيحة كنستعملو واحد المجموعة العبارات على حسب الوضعية اللي حنا فيها. إما formal وضعية اللي هي رسمية أو غير رسمية. Here are some sentences that can help you ask for and give advice. Don't asking for advice. What do you advise me to? What should I do? If you were in my situation, what would you do? Do you suggest? Or do you have any advice? What's the best? What's the practical advice for this situation? I just don't know what to do. How can I? What would you advise me to do? What ought I do? What would you do if? And do you think it's a good idea if I? So these are some expressions. هذه بعض العبارات اللي نستعملوها باش نطلبوا asking for advice. Now giving advice. If I were you, I would. You should. You'd better not. Plus infinitive. Why don't you? It would be better if you. I advise you to. In your situation, I would. Have you thought about? Maybe you should. So these are some expressions used to give advice. Examples. Examples of asking and giving advice. Speaker number 1. I suffer from a headache. What should I do? If I were you, I would go to a specialist. I want to improve my writing skills. Do you suggest any advice? In your situation, I would read a lot and practice a lot. So I would read a lot and practice some writing. I'm thinking of leaving Morocco once and for all. You'd better not do it. There's no sweet place like home. There is no verb there is no sweet place like home. Alright, let's move to practice now. Match the following expressions. So we have the expressions and we have the words we need to match. Okay? Yes. I don't feel well. What should I do? Why don't you see a doctor? My friend's English is terrible. What do you think he should do? He'd better work online courses. Rita is always feeling tired. Do you have any advice? She ought to work less than usual and relax. Paul and Ellen are all the time fighting. Do you think it's a good idea if they got divorced? Why don't they see a marriage counselor? Okay, thank you very much for watching. This is the end of unit number 8, part number 2, presented by Ahmed Sayal. Before you leave, and see you later, before you leave, please like, share, and follow. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video in part number 3.